All right, welcome, kings and queens. Mic check, one, two, three. Mic check, one, two, three. Y'all already know how I do this. Give me a one in the chat if you can hear me. And y'all, please excuse me. I have a sore throat, so I actually had to let me pause just to make sure y'all can hear me. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I see y'all. All right, looks like I'm good to go. Look, I had to stop by Starbucks. Your girl was suffering, and I'm gonna get to the point here in a second. But I had to stop by Starbucks just because my throat was bothering me so bad. And I don't know if y'all know this, but at Starbucks, they have this drink called the medicine ball. The medicine ball is off the chain, honey. It's like a very minty tea. And you can ask for extra mint. So right now, I'm feeling like 1,000% better. Mm. So work with me. Look, I'm in my car. I'm actually mobile, so I'm driving to go work out with my trainer. Um, but I wanted to hop on because there's been some stuff that has sat in my spirit for quite some time. And I'm one of those people, it ain't my business, right? I'm like, it ain't my business. I hate to see it going on, but I normally take the approach that it's not my problem, it's not my business until you spill it over into my territory. Then it becomes my business. Then it becomes my business. And I went back and forth with this for quite some time. And it's not just, I don't have knee jerk reactions to anything, not anymore. I used to when I was immature, I was still undeveloped emotionally, which is why I don't like hopping on lives every time I feel something or every time I feel triggered. Because when we do that as content creators, it actually it actually lowers your credibility and it shows the audience that you have a tough time managing yourself, managing your emotions. So I don't use my platform to dump on people, right? I don't use my platform to dump on my audience or to pour what I'm dealing with out on y'all and get you involved in what I'm feeling. And I've noticed that, which is why I've called it envy and strife, because there's enough room for everybody here. And if you notice, we've been saying that for months. We've been saying it for, there's enough room. My path isn't necessarily your path. Your path isn't necessarily mine. But one thing I will say is that after I did this interview, man, there's some amazing content creators. After I did that interview with Martel Hope, I went through YouTube and I was like, normally I don't have the time to listen to everybody, but because I was out on PTO, you know, from my corporate job, I actually got to listen to people that I normally don't listen to. And y'all are rocking it. Stay the course, stay focused, keep your eyes on your prize because some of y'all are so freaking good. And I just love that we can all come together and do what we do based on the skill set and the uniqueness that we bring. Some of y'all are funny as hell. And I'm like, I'm going to this person for this, to learn more of technique of this. So I just want to say, keep up the good work to the content creators. And I love the fact that a lot of the content creators rallied around the mission. I don't want to say me. They rallied around the purpose and they understood and they stood in the gap. And I just want to thank you all. I want to thank the members and I want to thank the subscribers. But I want to get to something. A while back, and let me take a sip of my tea. Y'all bear with me. Actually, let me drop the link in a chat just in case anybody want to come up and give their thoughts on all this damn YouTube drama, content creator versus content creator that doesn't even have to exist. First of all, what the hell are you doing? You're veering off course. But let me get back. So a while back, I saw something and they started talking about, I can't remember where I saw it, and they were saying that the mellometers were becoming fanatical. and negative, and they were moving outside of being supportive in a healthy way, and they were becoming destructive. They were becoming destructive, and they were trauma bonding. They started saying we were trauma bonding. And I'm like, oh, I don't trauma bond. I'm just being supportive. So I had no idea when I was reading that. I was like, I really didn't know what was going on, right? And then over the past, I'm going to say, let's not even put it on my interview. Over the past 2 to 3 months, there's been a lot going on YouTube amongst Black content creators. Let me just call a damn spade a spade. Primarily, there's been a lot going on amongst Black content creators. So I'm like, well, let me just peek and see what's going on. Let's see. I see you, Marita. I'm going to bring you up. Just hang out for me, okay?
Got you.
All right. I'm bringing you up. So I was like, well, let me chill. Let me see what's going on, because they saying we trauma bonding. They saying there's a lot of strife amongst the YouTube creators and Love and Marriage Huntsville. They're saying we're the ones that's keeping the cast divided. We're the ones that's just being barriers to collaboration and positivity and Black excellence. And I'm like, no, there ain't no way. So I start watching very carefully, and I had to come to the truth. Some are trauma bonding. Some have been trauma bonding. And you say, well, how do you know the difference? Hold on. The way you know the difference is when it's no longer about the content that they're supposed to be serving up. Okay? When we get away from content and we make it a me versus that content creator, I don't like what they're doing, and this is me, and this is the way it should go, and this is how I would have done it, or this and that, and he or she, now you're trauma bonding. And what you're doing is you've gotten away from the content structure, and you're dumping your personal your personal challenges, your emotional challenges on your platform under the guise of being a content creator. And that's irresponsible. That's very irresponsible, because you're creating a divide, and we're all headed the same direction. We're all here to provide support. We're all here to ask for Black excellence. So again, what the hell are you doing? What one content creator has going on has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Hold on. Mute up for me. What somebody else has going on, let's just say another content creator gets to interview somebody else from Bravo. You know what? What's coming out of my mouth? Bravo. You better do it. And then when he or she is done with that interview, I hope I'm going to take it, and I'm going to give my perspective from a recap version. But I will never in my life come down and use my platform in a negative way to attack an opportunity that another person has received. It's asinine. And I've watched it go on and on and on. Take me out the equation. I've watched a content creator attack, attack, attack. And here's the problem that I have about us as the Black community: we don't like saying shit. We don't like to say nothing. The same things that we ask people to do on Love and Marriage Huntsville, say something for Melody. You don't need to say nothing for me, because I can say it for myself. But how come somebody hasn't pulled that person to the side and said, hey, listen, it's starting to look real bad. You started off this way, but now it's kind of, I've noticed that you've been in a lot of beefs. I've noticed you've had a lot of strifes, with certain people. And not just even in the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville, but it's starting to slip over with you kind of utilizing your platform. If you were her friend, right? Because I would want my friend to do that for me. Let me pause for a second. I got everybody up here. Let me pause. Here's the problem. When you accuse me of being paid by Martell and Carlos King, we got a problem. And I'm going to say that. We got a problem, because that's slander, and that's not true. I work just like you on YouTube. I'm not getting paid for nobody. So that's how you're using your platform irresponsibly. When you leave comments up like that Carlos King paid me, we got a problem. Whether you said it or somebody else said it, it's on your platform. So let me pause because I don't want this to be an attack or a negative, but I'm saying something because we cannot watch each other destroy. Like, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna do what I do because what they do is not a reflection of me, right? But damn, I wish somebody would pull that person aside and say, you may want to just breathe. Don't take things so personal. Maybe not, do personal attacks because it has nothing to do with your platform and or your content. So let me pause. Good morning. I'll let the panelists speak. Good morning, Maritha.
Good morning, Queen and the panel. First of all, I want to say I watched that interview, and usually I can't sit that long to watch anything or any person that I don't agree with. So I sat there and I was amused, but the most part that I really enjoyed was your composure, the way you handled yourself. That you were a queen holding court. As I'm going to say that it was awesome. It was magnificent. I'm going to say that. So, what's being said and what you heard and what's been said, I guess everybody pretty much has heard it. And everybody have their opinion on a lot of things about a lot of things, and this part is part of what goes on in the world. So it's no different from the outside of YouTube for content creators, because this is what people do. They find fault um in that interview. They find fault in the questions that was asked, and they find fault with the questions that wasn't asked. And then you have to just sit down and kind of look at it and say, well, it is what it is. Just
I
like you said,
agree.
everybody
Hmm.
Everybody has their opinion. Everybody bring their opinion, on social media. So if I agree with you, okay. And if I don't, it's still
Right.
okay. You're gonna still make your coins. You're gonna still say what you're gonna say, and you're still gonna be who you're going to be. However, when you have people listening to you, and it do make you look a certain kind of way when you go and say whatever it is, what's said, whoop de whoop de whoop. And people have to kind of step back and look at it and say, well, I didn't see it like that. I don't see it like that. And whether you got paid by Carlos or whoever paid you,
No,
or
no,
whether you
no.
didn't.
Let's clear that up. So that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
misunderstanding.
That's what I'm
Hold
saying.
on, hold on.
You know,
Right, Maritha. Pause for me for 1 second. And I agree with everything you say because I'm fair game. Just like we review the cast members. That's not an issue. That's like the critiquing and hey, you could have done that better because that makes me better. And there was a lot of legitimate comments and feedback. That's not an issue at all. But when you start to get into she's on Martell's team. She works for Martell's camp. You better be fucking putting allegedly behind that shit. Excuse my language. You better be saying, in my opinion. Because if not, I'm coming after you legally, like you come after everybody else. Because now you fucking with my reputation. Excuse my language.
and you know
You
what?
better
I
Thank
can,
you,
be.
you know
Maritha.
what?
Not you.
And Queen, I feel, you know what? I'm going to tell you, I feel what you're saying, because you got the interview. However, you got the interview, you got the interview. And, if you say, I'm the type of person, if you say you didn't, well, damn it, you didn't. So, but for me, you seem like the type, I'm just going to clear this up one time and I'm not going to do it anymore. So if I hear anything else about this, I'm not talking to you. I'm going to send you something, and then I'm going to let whoever I'm paying, have this conversation with you, because I can't. And I'm glad you're not letting whatever happen. I don't know, what happened. I really don't even care about what happened. All I know is your integrity, your character. It speaks a lot to me, because of others'
Thank you.
integrity and their character. I have My cutoff game is real strong. You know, when they say, well,
Yeah.
you could just scroll on by or you could unsubscribe. And I do just that. And when it do pop up on my screen, there's three buttons that say not interested. I say not interested, and they just keep it going like that. But you know, nobody can take from you what you did. So I'm just here standing 10 toes down with your sis, because that interview, oh man, I'm telling you,
Thank you.
it was good.
Yes.
So it is what it is.
Thank you,
And I hate
Malika.
to hate.
I
I hate
appreciate you.
whoever, yeah, I hate whoever said whatever they said, but I hate they hate it. And you know, they're gonna be okay. You know, today is a
I
good day.
agree. Amen. And I received that. Look, I'm actually on my way to work out with my trainer. So thank you so much, Queen. All right, Heron
Exactly. They're
Moore,
going to
welcome to
be
the
okay.
stage. Here and listen, y'all, I gotta hop off at like 9:10. But Heron Moore, welcome. If we can keep it like to 2 minutes. Heron Moore, are you there? If not, I'll
I
go to
am.
Simone.
No, I
Okay, good
am
morning.
absolutely. Good morning. Good morning, panelists. Good morning, chat. Good morning, Queen. Um, that's why I wanted to hop on because even after the phenomenal interview that you did, I enjoy seeing a lot of the content creators who would, do live watches and, kind of dissect it. And every time I saw it, it just even more so it just made me say, wow, she is really truly phenomenal. Like the way she did that, she was cool with, like, I just got impressed all over again every time I saw it other places. But what you're talking about, I definitely see that, and I saw that in a particular on a particular chat. And what bothered me was not that I'm sure there was a lot of people who didn't like that Martell was getting an audience. We can all agree on that. I think that people, we all have a empathy and some people sympathy for Mel, and because of that we have all rallied around this woman. And I think some of us feel like we have the patent to what is the best way to show support for Mel, and don't realize that there's more than one way to skin a cat. So just because your thought of supporting her may be, we don't want to hear anything from Martell, others may be, we definitely need to let that fool talk, because we know the more he talk, just gonna keep hanging himself, just like he did on his interview. So I don't have an issue with the fact that people may not have agreed that Martell should have had a platform. What I had an issue
Right.
with was people questioning your integrity. And it was very clear on a particular panel. There were two individuals that ended up arguing to the point where they, like, the content creator, like, had to usher them, into their Patreon time, because the one started saying, well, we've all said, okay, Martell's a liar, but this individual said, well, he himself said that he wouldn't do any interview unless he was paid, so somebody had to pay him. And it was like, okay, you acknowledge that he's a liar, but you're dead set on that somebody had to pay him. And so another person clocked that and was like, well, I know for daggone sure that Queen Sheba didn't pay nobody. And then and it was like a back and forth, and like towards the tail end, the person who started off with this was somebody had to pay him, said, well, how do you know she didn't pay him? And it faded out that way. So that was you're absolutely right
Because
to
I didn't, and he said I did. I didn't pay Martell. It's called favor. It's called God will find you. He will make room for your help, which is why I encourage content creators, if you don't have anything good to say publicly, hold your peace. Because you blocking your blessings, not mine. My favor found me. Go ahead, keep going. And then
right,
we'll go to
right. So that,
Simone.
yes, and that was what bothered me. I'm like, don't question that lady's integrity. You may not like that she did the interview, but don't question her integrity and don't call her character into question, because you have no basis of doing that just because you don't like that she didn't do something the way you would want it to be done.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Hera
that
Moore.
was my thought.
I appreciate that. No,
You're
thank you.
welcome.
And then Simone, I'm gonna go to you quickly so I can get
Okay.
through to everybody. Simone, good morning.
Sure. Good morning. Good morning. Totally agree with both the ladies, Miss Maritha, and I can't remember the young lady who spoke before me. I am sick of them questioning your integrity about all of this. The interview was handled well, and I don't understand why. And excuse my voice, I haven't drank my coffee. I literally woke up, and I'm just sick of them questioning your integrity And why can't we all have something unique to bring? I mean, I'm not a content creator. I'm not planning on doing that, but everyone has an opinion, and we are pretty much all supporting male. But just because we don't think and do the things that you would do and say something wrong with that, let everyone just be do what they want to do, and create content that people are coming to hear what you have to say. We wanted to hear what this fool was going to say. We knew he was going to put his foot in his mouth. But stop criticizing and making it seem like you're on some agenda. It's just disheartening. And I heard exactly what the young lady before me was referring to. That it was disgusting, trying to make it seem like you're getting pay or paying him and all this. It's just, I'm tired of it. And I'm unsubscribing to a lot of things because I can't just get sucked into all of that negativity. I didn't come to YouTube for that. I came to hear unique voices. I came to hear other people's opinions because I know I'm not always right. I want to hear what other people have to say about certain things. But just keep your head up. I still support you. I don't listen to all that noise because I think it's just somewhat, I think it's a low key level of jealousy also. Excuse me. um and just bitterness. I think some of it is right. Some people are trauma bonding. It's not healthy. So, and that's all.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm fine. But I said, this is getting out of control. Because if you take me out the equation, ma'am, I've seen you do this to other content creators. I've seen you
Yes.
annihilate other content creators verbally, and nobody is saying anything to you. So when it comes to a village in love, when you care about somebody, whomever that your circle is, somebody should be tapping you on the shoulder and say, take a deep breath. Take a deep
Yes.
breath because you're operating outside of what you say you're here for, and that's it. Like I said, I'm gonna do me,
Absolutely.
and the other content creators that do a fantastic job, they're gonna do them. But when you find yourself in constant strife and your name is always in drama, I'm sorry, but you're the common denominator, and maybe
Thank
you should take a
you.
deep breath. Yeah.
Thank you.
um
Thank you.
Let me go to, I can't see because I'm driving, but let me go to the person to the right of Simone, to the right, and then Lala is next, and then on the bottom is last. I can't see though. To
Hey,
the
Queen
right of
Sheila.
Simone. Hey, good
Yeah,
morning.
hi. This is trending at some point. I just wanted to say that I was actually in the second wave of coming around. I had to sleep on the interview just to process it. And I realized that the difficult part was just sitting through having to hear Martell's voice. It wasn't the interview itself. And I think I was just like, get him, Queen Sheba, because I followed you for a long time. And I wanted you to go for the jugular. And I had to realize you actually did. You just did it with a scalpel instead of a chainsaw. And so once I really realized
Oh,
that, and his the truth came out through his lies, and I think that's the whole point. Like that was the point. The mask kept slipping. So I just applaud you for doing what a lot of us hotheads could not do, and that's all I have.
no, thank you. That was beautiful. There's an art to war. That's why they call it art. And with art, you take your time. Every stroke is precise, right? And a lot of some, not a lot, because there's been so many supportive people. And like I said, a lot, it's not about creating a masterpiece. When you say, "Oh, I would have did this," and I'm not talking about content creators that were hilarious and giving proper feedback. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about one in particular that made it a me versus her. And for those of you that know, and some of you were in that private. Baby, it's not me versus you. So when we talk about masterpieces and you would have done it this way, sometimes it's not about creating a masterpiece. You just paint and it'll all come together. So I just love the way you said that. It's not about necessarily going in because he would have dropped. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to have a panel tonight to talk about that interview and have a member takeover so everybody can come in and give their thoughts and also ask me questions. But I just love what you just added. So thank you so much. Lala, you are up next, Queen.
Hello, Queen. Good afternoon, everybody. Queen, thank you for liking my comment and pinning me. I was really upset for you. That's why I thought that was like 5 a.m. Bear in mind, I woke up to work out and pray, and I saw your status, and I was like, what? But in my heart, it just told me, give this woman her flowers, because you did that. You absolutely killed that interview, and you did it amazing. Like, to me, watching you and what you're doing, I don't know if I ever told you this, but my MA, my master's is in communications, right? So watching you just showed me everything that I learned in my course, the way you came for that interview, the way you handled it, the way you strategically asked the questions, and each question was placed at the right time, depending on his 7 different personalities that came out in that interview. And I could see your concentration, I could see your willingness to let him just fall for your traps. And to me, it was an amazing interview. I don't think you need to dwell on what others are saying, because that's their opinion and that's on them. But from what I've seen on YouTube, a majority of people are on your side, because they are commanding you for that amazing interview, and they're saying kudos to you. And I'm saying kudos to you as well, because you did a phenomenal job, and no one can take that away from. And he said and she said, I could have done this, could have, should have, would have. You wasn't given that opportunity. And I think a lot of people are and under the assumption that you are going to attack because you're a millimeter. No, you're a professional. You have a job to do. This is an interview, a professional interview. They reached out to you for a reason. They wanted to use your platform, and you were like, okay, come ahead to my platform, and I'm going to show you what I do over here. And you did exactly that. And for those that think this is giving a voice to Martel, yes, it's giving a voice to Martel, but that interview was crucial because it gave the right voice to Martel. The real Martel came out. The truth, the lying person that he is, the truth finally came out of what he's been doing to that lady. And the fact that I came away from that interview really heartbroken for Melody. I couldn't last 10 minutes, let alone 14 years with that man. And you showed all his side, Queen Sheba. Your interview showed the different 7 personalities, the demonic in him. You showed it, and you brought that out of him. And I don't think any other interview would have done it, because they would have been working on emotions and not strategically thinking about that person and what he is and what he will respond to. You know, I did catch a bit of your members only panel, but I fell asleep halfway through, so I apologize for that. I didn't watch it all, but I just want to say congratulations. That was a great job, and we support you, Queen. You know I love you, and I think you did a great job. And please know that, forget about the outside noise. The fact is, you did what you had to do, and we're so proud of you. And I just wanted to give
Thank
you
you.
your flowers on that.
Thank you. Y'all are awesome. And I'm gonna have a panel tonight to really expound and allow all of you to expound. So, and let me tell y'all something. I don't listen. I I open up my chat, my platform. If you notice, I never turn on subscribers mode because I don't want to force you to follow me, right? I give you that freedom and flexibility to choose, right? Because the beauty is in choosing. So tonight, I am going to host a live member takeover, and everybody's welcome. We can all disagree, right? Respectfully. Thank you so much, Lala. And I'll say this: I was going to hold it for tonight, but you just made me feel so comfortable. um, at one point, that interview became so intense for me. And if you go back and watch it, I stopped posting comments because at that point I knew, oh shit, game on. Like I couldn't even post super chats because I said, this is chess and not checkers. And I've got to be so focused because if not, I am going to lose myself in this web of lies, this web of talking, this web of deceit, right? This is not an ordinary interview, for lack of a better word. And in order to serve this up right, I've got to be focused. And at that point, you'll see the super chat stop coming in. I didn't post any, you know how, because most of us, if you understand anything about content creating and how we use these platforms, we multitask a lot. We're going through the comments, We're acknowledging the super chats. We're calling people out. But it got that intense. It's so intense, hell, I got a sore throat. I had to lay it down for 24 hours. And that's the type of spiritual warfare that was going on in that interview. So I appreciate all of you rallying behind me because I took a hit. You see what I'm saying? You cannot walk up in a spirit like you cannot sit down in front of a spirit like that and not walk away wounded. Period. So it's been tough for me like the last 2 days, like my voice, there's inflammation in my throat. But guess what? I came out okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people don't understand. When you say, "Oh, I would have did this." No, that was real spiritual warfare. So I want to pause. I think I got everybody. And look, my trainer's waiting. But if y'all could sum it up, I'll start with Maritha. Maritha, can you leave us with any positive words in like 15 seconds or less?
Queen Sheila, I think you just probably said it all. That was spiritual warfare. And when you are covered by God, He gives you a sense of discernment, and you saw what you needed to do, and you did that. So I'm just going to say, be encouraged, my sister. Have a good workout, and let today be a blessed, good day. And I'll see you tonight. So I'm going to holler, and y'all holler back later. And
Okay,
that's
look,
what I got.
thank you, Maritha. Y'all put in the chat. What time do y'all want to go live tonight? And then Heron Moore in 30 seconds less. Go ahead.
I just want to say, reiterate again, the wonderful job you did. We're definitely gonna focus on the positive, but we will clock people if they're coming sideways, because it's not okay for your integrity to be questioned. We should all remember at the end of the day that we are all supporters of Melody, even if we don't go about it the same way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for the super chat. Good morning, Leon Lock Nation. Thank you, King. You always find a way to come through financially. I appreciate you. And Lala, send us out.
Um,
30 seconds or less. I got to
um,
go.
okay, I just want to say congratulations once again. Keep your head up. I know it took a toll on you because I can imagine what it did that to us. I can't even imagine what it did to you. But keep on praying. And in order to get better, concentrate on yourself and forget the outside noise. And also have ginger and honey for that sore throat. Warm water, add it, mix it. It will go away within 2 days.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And look, y'all, I will see y'all tonight. What time? Let's see. Did y'all put a time 7 or 7:30? 7:30 Eastern. That's 6 my time. So let's go standard 8. We may be able to pull off 8. All right. So I'll post
I'll
it in
be
a little
there.
bit. Okay. I will see y'all tonight. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye bye. Y'all have a good Saturday. See you tonight.